Yes, my friends, things are hot behind the scenes for the Baltimore Ravens, and we have some important updates for this week. The Baltimore Ravens made a surprising move at the trade deadline, acquiring wide receiver Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. If you like this signing, hit that like button hard. I personally think the Ravens should invest in Budda. Anyway, of course, there are other options too. We really need a pass rusher and a defensive coordinator. Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Now, talking a little about Deontay Johnson, this is not just any trade. It is a strategic decision by GM Eric DaCosta, reinforcing a fundamental belief that has defined the Ravens' season, making their strong areas even stronger. For years, ever since Lamar Jackson became Baltimore's starting quarterback, the Ravens' running game has been unstoppable. Year after year, they have remained a powerhouse on the ground. But with the addition of Johnson, they are expanding their offensive firepower in new directions. Last year, they tried to bring in Derrick Henry to further enhance their dominance against the run. And while that didn't happen until this offseason, you can already see the impact Henry has had. But this year, it's the passing game that's getting an extra boost. The Ravens are known for constantly improving, and while their passing game was already impressive with the reliable hands of Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, the addition of Johnson completely changes the dynamic. He may not be a game changer on his own, but he has the skill set and experience to provide some real depth. Imagine this. If Flowers or Bateman were to be sidelined, the Ravens would be counting on their next receivers. Now, Johnson could step in, filling that critical role and giving Lamar another reliable option downfield. Johnson's familiarity with the AFC North is another big plus. He knows the physicality of the division, having played against Baltimore during his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What makes this trade even sweeter is how low the risk is for the Ravens. They're sending a 2025 fifth-round pick to Carolina, but in return, they're not only getting Johnson, but also a 2025 sixth-round pick, meaning they're essentially swapping picks. It's a virtually no-cost deal, with the Panthers even covering a good chunk of Johnson's salary. For Baltimore, that means they only owe Johnson $625,000 for the rest of the season. In terms of financial flexibility, that leaves them in excellent shape to make further moves if necessary. So what can Johnson bring to Baltimore's roster? In addition to his receiving capabilities, he has the potential to boost the Ravens' special teams. Johnson's rookie season in Pittsburgh showcased his ability as a punt returner, where he averaged an impressive 12.4 yards per return and even took one to the house. Baltimore's return game has been underwhelming this season, and Johnson's arrival could spark some much-needed life in that area. Imagine the impact of having a dual threat who can not only contribute on offense, but also give the Ravens a field position advantage on special teams. Statistically, Johnson has proven his ability to consistently get open, something that has caught the Ravens' attention. Since entering the league in 2019, he has been among the best players for getting separation. ESPN's analytics even highlighted Johnson as one of the most open receivers each season. His style complements Flowers and Bateman, who are both known for their ability to get open, which should make it easier for Jackson to spread the ball and keep defenses guessing. Sure, Johnson isn't the big high-ball receiver some fans were hoping Baltimore would acquire, but his knack for separation and route running could add another layer of accuracy to their passing game.
Still, some fans have expressed concerns about Johnson's occasional drop issues. Sarah Ellison noted that Johnson has a 6.3% drop rate, which, while slightly higher than Flowers' 4.7%, isn't a glaring issue. Drops are always frustrating, but as long as Johnson can make more plays than he misses, he should be a valuable addition. Plus, his experience could help bring consistency to the Ravens' offense, especially in high-stakes situations where every catch matters. This trade signals something significant about Baltimore's intentions. DaCosta isn't done. He's made it clear the Ravens are in win-now mode. Even as Johnson arrives, it's clear that Baltimore might still be exploring options to strengthen other areas, possibly a pass rusher or an additional defensive back. The Ravens' defense has been solid, but adding depth in these positions could be crucial as they head into the latter part of the season. Baltimore fans, you know the history. When the Ravens see an opportunity to make a push, they take it, and this trade proves they're ready to go all in. The Baltimore Ravens took a different approach to combat the Cleveland Browns in Week 8, spreading out their offense to counteract Cleveland's loaded defensive boxes and making significant adjustments in their secondary. Yet, despite notable individual performances, the game's final moments didn't swing in Baltimore's favor. Let's dive into how each position group contributed and where things fell short. Starting with the offense, Lamar Jackson played every snap at quarterback. Jackson was a force to be reckoned with, leading a gritty 56-yard drive to keep Baltimore in the game late in regulation. But even his stellar play couldn't erase a few errant throws early on, which haunted the Ravens as they attempted a last-minute comeback. Moving to the ground game, Derrick Henry and Justice Hill were the main running backs, with Henry seeing slightly more action. Henry's 39-yard dash in the second quarter stood out, though consistent yardage was hard to come by against Cleveland's tough front seven. Chris Collier, meanwhile, took criticism from coach John Harbaugh for kicking out of the end zone multiple times instead of securing a touchback. If Rasheen Ali recovers from his ankle injury soon, we might see Collier's role reduced. Still, some fans have expressed concerns about Johnson's occasional drop issues. Sarah Ellison noted that Johnson has a 6.3% drop rate, which, while slightly higher than Flowers' 4.7%, isn't a glaring issue. Drops are always frustrating, but as long as Johnson can make more plays than he misses, he should be a valuable addition. Plus, his experience could help bring consistency to the Ravens' offense, especially in high-stakes situations where every catch matters. This trade signals something significant about Baltimore's intentions. DaCosta isn't done. He's made it clear the Ravens are in win-now mode. Even as Johnson arrives, it's clear that Baltimore might still be exploring options to strengthen other areas, possibly a pass rusher or an additional defensive back. The Ravens' defense has been solid, but adding depth in these positions could be crucial as they head into the latter part of the season. Baltimore fans, you know the history. When the Ravens see an opportunity to make a push, they take it. And this trade proves they're ready to go all in. The Baltimore Ravens took a different approach to combat the Cleveland Browns in Week 8, spreading out their offense to counteract Cleveland's loaded defensive boxes and making significant adjustments in their secondary. Yet, despite notable individual performances, the game's final moments didn't swing in Baltimore's favor. Let's dive into how each position group contributed and where things fell short. Starting with the offense, Lamar Jackson played every snap at quarterback. Jackson was a force to be reckoned with, leading a gritty 56-yard drive to keep Baltimore in the game late in regulation. But even his stellar play couldn't erase a few errant throws early on, which haunted the Ravens as they attempted a last-minute comeback. Moving to the ground game, Derrick Henry and Justice Hill were the main running backs, with Henry seeing slightly more action. Henry's 39-yard dash in the second quarter stood out, though consistent yardage was hard to come by against Cleveland's tough front seven. Chris Collier, meanwhile, took criticism from coach John Harbaugh for kicking out of the end zone multiple times instead of securing a touchback. If Rasheen Ali recovers from his ankle injury soon, we might see Collier's role reduced.